What's up, everybody? It's your boy Big Papa JT, and I'm coming at you with this video because I'm a Pittsburgh Steelers fan, and I'm starting to notice a trend. So, people think just because we tie with the Cleveland Browns, that means that we need Le'Veon Bell. Let me give you guys a news flash. We don't need Le'Veon Bell at all. If you guys don't recall, I believe 2015, I think this was, Le'Veon Bell was suspended the first 4 games for violating the NFL substance abuse policy because he was caught smoking marijuana with LeGarrette Blount. And we had D'Angelo Williams. And when Le'Veon Bell was suspended for 4 games, D'Angelo Williams led the NFL in rushing with 500 yards. Behind that, off the line that never, ever gets the credit they deserve for Le'Veon Bell's success. We have 3 Pro Bowlers on our offensive line, and don't a single one ever get credit for Le'Veon Bell's success. This offensive line is one of the best in football, and nobody gives them the credit they deserve for Le'Veon Bell's success. Everybody just feels that Le'Veon Bell does it all by himself, and he doesn't. It's been running backs that have had plenty of success behind that offensive line. Fitzgerald Toussaint against the Denver Broncos, the 2015, the year that they lost, the year that they won the Super Bowl and beat the Panthers, right? I believe he had 100 and something yards that game. And the reason why we lost is because he fumbled the ball. But if it wasn't for that fumble, we would have won that game. And not also would we have won that game. Would have won that game without Le'Veon Bell and without Antonio Brown. You see, people who are non-Steelers fans who don't watch the Steelers think that Le'Veon Bell and Antonio Brown are the players that make the Pittsburgh Steelers offense run. It's wrong. Big Ben is the person that makes this Pittsburgh Steelers offense run. Without Big Ben, the Pittsburgh Steelers wouldn't be the team that we are today. People forget that every single wide receiver that left Big Ben and went to play for another team that has been irrelevant. So Antonio Holmes left Pittsburgh. What was he? He was the Super Bowl MVP. Haven't heard from him. Mike Wallace bounced around a few teams. He had one good season with the Baltimore Ravens last year, and that was like his 3rd team that he's been on since he left Pittsburgh in pursuit of a new contract. Antonio Brown, he's a good wide receiver, but even he said that he couldn't imagine life without Big Ben. And he knows that. Big Ben is the motor behind this Pittsburgh Steelers offense. Not Le'Veon Bell, not Antonio Brown. So people need to stop saying that Big Ben is carried by Antonio Brown and Le'Veon Bell. Because you obviously don't know shit about the Pittsburgh Steelers history, and you obviously don't watch any Pittsburgh Steelers games. Because have you seen what Landry Jones has did with arguably one of the best offensive lines in football, one of the best wide receiving cores, and best running back in the NFL? Nothing. So Le'Veon Bell can take his ass on somewhere else because we don't need him. The offensive line is what contributes to Le'Veon Bell's success. So what if he can line up? Almost every running back that's coming out of college now has to be able to line up and make plays as a wide receiver. And we're starting now to see more running backs come out with that diversity. So, I mean, he deserves to get paid. We gave him what we gave him. We gave him $70 million, $30 million guarantees. $70 million would have made him the highest paid running back in the NFL, but he didn't want to take that. He's already typically been the highest paid running back in the NFL for about 3 years because when you sign the franchise tag, you automatically become the highest paid player at your position. So typically he's been the highest paid running back in the NFL for 3 years. So people need to stop saying that the Pittsburgh Steelers need Le'Veon Bell. We don't need Le'Veon Bell. We have had success without Le'Veon Bell. We have won playoff games without Le'Veon Bell. We have made it to the playoffs without Le'Veon Bell. We have won the AFC North without Le'Veon Bell. So stop saying that we need Le'Veon Bell because we don't need Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon Bell needs our offense so he can be the player that he is right now. If Le'Veon Bell goes to a team like the Indianapolis Colts, he will not be as effective as he is right now because with his running style, you have to have a good offensive line to allow the holes to develop. And that's all I have to say. Le'Veon Bell, we do not need Le'Veon Bell. I bet this year that we still make it to the playoffs and we still have home field advantage or a first round bye. We don't need Le'Veon Bell. And when we do have him in the playoffs, he doesn't really do anything when it really counts against the New England Patriots. Doesn't do anything. Gets injured. We don't need Le'Veon Bell. If you're not a Steelers fan, then of course you're going to say we don't need Le'Veon Bell. And if you're not a Steelers fan, you need to go back and watch the games from the past of us winning without Le'Veon Bell and our offensive line dominating with any running back we put behind there. So make sure to like the video, comment, subscribe, and thank